Hello and welcome. The topic that I want to talk about today seems to be a no-go topic, and it is boredom. And there are two different kinds of boredom, the good and the bad, and there are also ways out of the bad boredom, because this is what expat partners are mostly stuck in. My name is Julia Mieder from Dreamfinder Coaching, and I have information and coaching for expat partners to live a more fulfilled life abroad. Yeah, boredom is really something that most people don't like to talk about. They don't even like to admit that they have it, because everybody else is so busy and they seem to live so great lives and they are so fulfilled, and at least this is what you see on social media. And when you're an expat partner and you are at home and not working, you spend a lot of time on social media and you see all those people doing those wonderful things, and you are sitting at home on the sofa watching TV. You don't even get the laundry done, and you just feel bad and just not good. And boredom is so present in your life, that everything seems to be gray and awful. But there are ways out of this boredom, because there are two different kinds of boredom. There's the good and there's the bad. The good kind of boredom is when you are, for example, in a very boring meeting, or you do a repetitive task, or you are waiting somewhere and you have nothing to distract you. Then this is a good kind of boredom, and you can just get creative and think about something new and do a little trip in your head or just doodle something. But you will start to be creative and get closer to yourself and get some new ideas. So this is the good kind of boredom, and it's a very short time. But then there's the bad boredom, and this is what most expat partners are experiencing at one point in their expat life. The bad boredom is the chronic boredom, and it stretches over a very long time. And when you feel like you are there for years where you are, and it will always be boring, then you might be stuck in the chronic boredom. And often when we tell people that we are bored, they come up with all kinds of suggestions. And there are also lists on the internet what you can do when you are bored and how to overcome boredom. But those are just like band-aids, because often when you go out and you do something, you will come back and then you are bored again. So this doesn't help. You can do this for some time, but it doesn't cure the boredom. And this means that you are stuck in the bad boredom, which is the chronic boredom. But there are reasons why we have this chronic boredom. And today I will tell you the 3 reasons I think why expat partners have chronic boredom, and also ways out of this boredom. So the 3 reasons why we have this chronic and bad boredom are, the first one is that you have no purpose, the second one is that you have no control over your life, and the third one is that you're avoiding negative feelings or situations. And now I will go through them and also tell you how you can get out of them. So the first reason for boredom is that you feel like you have no purpose. The psychologist John Eastwood defined boredom as the unfulfilled desire for a satisfying activity. And this is so true, because before you went abroad, you were at home, you were, maybe you had kids and a family, you were in your circle of friends, you had a job, you managed your life, you did everything. Now you lost a lot of those identities and roles. And maybe you also lost your purpose with that. You're not doing something that gives you purpose. Maybe this was your job, maybe this was taking care of a family member or of a friend. You were always there for them. This is something that you're missing right now. And when you feel like you have no purpose, boredom will set in. And this is not easy to get out of, but you just need to find purpose in life. Okay, easier said than done. So how do you find purpose in what you do? So you take all the small things that you do every day, like even doing the laundry or cooking dinner, and then you try to find a deeper purpose in that. Why do you do this? And for example, if you're going for a walk every day, but you don't feel like doing it and it's just, yeah, I don't know, everything is so gray and bland, then you just think about how this fits in your bigger life. So when you will be 75 years old and you have developed with, I don't know, 35, this habit of walking every day or going for a run, then you will very likely be healthier as a 75-year-old as if you hadn't done this. So if you see this from this perspective of your 75-year-old self, you will be very thankful that you developed this habit. So you have a purpose now, if you go for a run, to take care of yourself in the future. Or if you're cooking dinner for your family, then you can think about that you cook something healthy for your kids, or for your husband. You teach them how healthy food is cooked. You also give them a feeling of belonging because you always eat together, or that they feel loved and taken care of because you're cooking this for them. This can be the purpose in cooking dinner. And you will find more things in your life and develop more little projects that you can develop a purpose for. But for that, you need to know your values and motives and what drives you. And if you know that, you will know, okay, I will do more an environmental project, or I will do something about justice. Because everybody is driven by different motives. And what I'm working on with my clients in my coaching practice is the inner motive analysis. And we will look at 20 motives and how strong they are within you. And for example, if you're very curious and you like to learn, you will pick a different project as if you care about family, or you're just, you like adventure. It's very different. So you should know what drives you. And there are so many online tests and where you can find out how to do it. So just pick one, try to learn more about yourself, and then you can pick the right projects and get out of this boredom and fill your life with purpose again. So that was the first one, about purpose. And the second reason for boredom is that you feel like you have no control over your life anymore. And that's often very true, because before you went abroad, you managed your life, everything was very clear, you had your part of the relationship and of manage the household maybe, and your husband did the other side. And then you went abroad, and even while going abroad, there were so many things you were not in control of anymore. Maybe you said yes to the country, but maybe you didn't pick the country where you went. Or you didn't pick the house or the apartment you're living in, or the community you live in. Maybe you didn't decide if you can work or not because something else or the law decided it for you. So you feel like you're not in control of those big decisions in your life anymore. And this leads to boredom. And this is very hard. And we mostly see this in teenagers because they feel like they can make decisions for their own life because they're adults, but their parents don't see them as adults yet, and they still have some rules in place that those teenagers have to follow. And so they feel like they're not in control, and they retract to boredom. And they are so bored, they are like radiating boredom often. And this is very interesting, or this is a very interesting case of feeling not in control anymore. And this might be the case for you too, that you feel like you can't control things in your life anymore, and that's why you're bored. If this is the case for you, then you can get out of it by getting clear and reflect on what things in your life you can still decide. So there are so many things you can still make a decision about, even if they're just small things like, do I go for shopping here, or do I do the grocery shopping in this other store? Or what do I cook for dinner? There are so many things in your everyday life that you can control. Just get very conscious that you are in control of your life. You still are, even if you feel like you're not. And if you feel like, or if you get this, get very conscious about being in control, you can start to expand your area of control and just make bigger decisions and more decisions and just get more confident in making decisions again. You just have to be very conscious that you still are in control, and even though it doesn't feel like this. And then the boredom will fade away the more you feel like more in control of your life. So that was the second part about control. The third reason for boredom is that you avoid negative feelings or situations. And this is not only true for expat partners, of course, but it's often the case because we're in emotional situations that are not really easy. And when problems arise, it's our strategies that we had before, they are not working anymore sometimes because we don't have the same infrastructure anymore. We can't just storm out of the house and stay away for a night. It's really just not possible. So it's hard to deal with those situations because we need a different strategy. And so boredom is like a safe place. It's a safer feeling than the negative feeling that you're feeling. For example, you have problems in your marriage and you don't want to think about it, so you kind of unplug and just shut your eyes, and then you retract to boredom. And boredom is safe. It doesn't feel good, but it's safer than dealing with these problems in your marriage. And if this is the case, you just really need to work through it. But how do you do that? First of all, you need to know why you are retracting to boredom. Why? What is it that you're avoiding? And to do that, you can just sit down and sit with a feeling of boredom. And I know that you feel like you're already doing this, but you're not, because you might be watching TV or you are surfing the internet. But just put everything away and just really sit, physically sit with the boredom. Don't get up, just sit there and feel it. Where is it in your body? How does it feel? What else comes up? What kind of feelings are there? Is it envy? Is it rage? Is it grief? What is it that you're feeling? And what is it about? And if nothing comes up, if those other feelings don't come up, then look at all those areas of your life, like your partnership, your family, your children, your health, your job, finances, whatever it is. Look at all the different parts. And if you feel your mind doesn't want to go to one area of your life, you will know that there's where the problem is. So really try to find out what is going on. Be gentle with yourself, but try to find out what is going on. And if you found out what this is about, try to work through it. You can do this alone, you can do this with a friend, or you can work with a professional like a coach or a therapist if the problem is even deeper and harder to get to and to solve. And most of them, they're offering sessions online as well. So if you really have a deeper problem, speak to somebody about it who knows more about it. This is really something that is dear to my heart. But if it's a smaller thing that you can work through by yourself, by all means, do it. Find out how you can do this. This will even relieve you from boredom by that you start to learn about how to solve your problem. So these are the 3 ways that you can get out of boredom. And you first of all, of course, you need to know, what is it for me? Is it purpose? Is it control? Or is it avoidance of those other feelings? Maybe it's 2 of them, maybe it's all 3 of them, maybe just one. But just get clear what it is for you. That's very important. So I hope that helped. For me, at least, it was very a different kind of perspective. I learned a lot about boredom, and maybe if I encounter it in my life again, I will also use those strategies to get out of it And if I encounter good boredom, I even know that it's a good thing, and I will just go through it and enjoy it even maybe a little bit. So if you want to know how you can work through it, you can also download a worksheet I developed for all the 3 areas. You can download it under www.dreamfinder-coaching.de/boredom, or I will also put it in the show notes because it's a very long link. And you can download it for free there. If you want to listen to my podcast episode about boredom, it's episode number 15. It's on the Expat Partner podcast. You can also do that. And if you want to join me in my Expat Partner Circle, where we discuss things like boredom and how to get out of it, and it's a very supportive group of people who, I'm connecting them through the newsletter, and we will do live calls and webinars. You can also come there and join us. I would be very happy to see you there. I hope to see you there or next week in my next video. Bye!